Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I hope all of you are doing well, and I've got another set to playtest to film for you guys today, and I want to take this moment to say I made a little mistake last time. I misinterpreted the poll on my Discord server. While Dinosaurs was still the top voted archetype people wanted to see, I misread the second most popular archetype, and was the Nightshades and not the Mad Plants. But I'm making that up for you today because I'm gonna have a matchup between those two. So dinosaurs are gonna be at the top here. Nightshades are gonna be at the bottom. You're gonna see that gameplay. But I wanted to keep the other one up because I thought that was a pretty good back and forth. So hopefully you'll still enjoy that one and you'll enjoy this one too. So I've already got these decks shuffled, so I'm gonna go ahead and draw the cards for the opening hands. This is the opening hand for the dinosaur player. And then I'm going to draw the cards for the Nightshade player. They've already got their boss creature. I might have to reshuffle some cards, but I'm going to be making a quick decision of who's going to go first. If it's odds, dinosaurs go first. Evens, Nightshade is even, so the Nightshades will be going first. But now I'm going to shuffle some cards back just to resolve some mulligans. I think what Nightshades are going to do, they're going to shuffle 3 back. Dinosaurs, on the other hand, I think they're going to be fine shuffling. I think they're going to shuffle 2 back. So I'll just get these decks shuffled real quick and draw the cards, and then we'll be able to get started. So 2 for the dinosaurs. There's what they got. Not bad, but we'll see. Now to shuffle the Nightshade deck, and I'll be ready to start here. So 3 cards to the Nightshade player. There's what they got. A little better. Nightshades are going first. They're going to gain their PowerPoint token and just pass the turn right there. Dinosaurs will go. They're going to gain their PowerPoint token, draw 1 card, and they're going to spend 1 and put a dinosaur egg down. This is a 1-cost dinosaur character with an activated ability for 3 power, where you destroy the character, then you reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a dinosaur character, you add it to your hand, otherwise the card gets discarded. Also has 0 attack, 2 defense, so it's not bad defense for early in the game as well. So back to the Nightshade player. They gain their PowerPoint token, draw, and they're going to spend 2 for their Nightshade Spider. 1/2 Nightshade character for 2, who has an ability where he ignores evasive when attacking. So if he attacks into an evasive character, the evasive character's controller doesn't have to flip a coin to dodge. He's just going to swing right through. Unfortunately, the Nightshade's not going to be able to do anything to the dinosaur eggs, so they're just going to pass. Dinosaur player gets another card and they draw. Spending 2, they're going to put down Vanessa Beast Tamer, who has an on-play ability where they get to look at the top 5 cards of their deck, reveal a dinosaur, add it to the hand. So 5 cards. There's some pretty good ones. I think they're going to take the Dondarin for a later turn. Shuffle the rest back in. And from the looks of things, the dinosaur player doesn't have any good attacks either, so what they're going to do is pass the turn and let the Nightshade player go. So 3rd PowerPoint token, they draw. Nightshade player's just going to swing right into Vanessa Beast Tamer and trade. So I'll take one of them out, and it's back to the dinosaur player. The dinosaur player is going to spend 3 to activate the dinosaur egg's ability, so that's going to be destroyed as well. Then they reveal the top card of their deck. That is not a dinosaur, unfortunately, so it has to be discarded. And so they're just going to pass again. So next turn, Nightshade player is going to spend 4 and get their Panther out. It's just a 4/4 for 4, but they're going to be able to get a swing in and attack, sending the dinosaur player down to 36. Back to the dinosaurs. They are going to draw. And I think what they're going to do is they could put a character down. They have some options. I think what they're going to do is set up for a future turn. They're going to play Zachary's Expedition. They get to look at the top 2 cards of their deck. One goes to the hand. The other goes face down in the resource area. I think Wander the Dreamscape is going to go to the hand, while Psychic Repulsion is going to go into the resources. So now they have 5 resources to play with next turn. So while they don't have any other things they can do, so they're just going to pass, and Nightshades are going to go again. So a draw for them. Nightshades are going to get another character down. They're going to spend 3 for their Nightshade Serpent, a 2/2 Nightshade who states whenever he attacks, he puts a -1/-1 counter on target character. If you recall from the last video, there's quite a few characters who can put -1/-1 counters onto characters. But I think for the meantime, they're just going to swing with Nightshade Panther, deal 4 more damage. Sending the player down to 32. And it's back to the dinosaurs. So they've got 6 power to play. They got 6 power to play with it, and I think they're going to use it. They're just going to spend all 6 on Bramblesaur. 5/5 dinosaur with the ability whenever he's attacked, you put a -1/-1 counter on the attacking character of Fable. And dinosaurs are going to finally swing in. They're going to swing in on the Nightshade Serpent, which will deal 3 damage to the Nightshade player. So Nightshades are going to get their turn. They draw. And they are going to... They're going to spend their 6 to get Nightshade Stallion onto the field. It's a 6/5 character with Overrun, so when he attacks into a character with the same defense, then he's going to win that contest. And he's just going to swing into the Bramblesaur, which will deal 1 damage to the dinosaur player. But Bramblesaur's ability goes off, which will put a -1/-1 counter onto him. Back to the dinosaurs, so they're going to gain another power, draw another card. And dinosaurs are going to start by spending 5 on a Florodactyl, 5/2 with Evasive, and they're also going to spend 2 on Bite of the Rex, I think. This is a card that allows you to destroy a character with X defense or less, or X is equal to the attack of a dinosaur you control. They're just going to choose the 1 dinosaur they have in play. So they get to destroy a character with 5 defense or less, so they're going to choose to destroy the Nightshade Stallion. Take it out. And now Florodactyl's going to swing in at the Nightshade Panther as well and deal 1 damage to the Nightshade player. Back to the Nightshades, they draw again. And this time they're going to spend 6 for a Nightshade Crocodile, who has an activated ability for 2 power, where you may discard a card, and if you do, this gets +2/+0 until end of turn, so it can give itself a nice buff. But for the meantime, they're just going to swing in with the Crocodile. Of course, the Floridactyl has evasive, so they need to flip to see if this attack goes through. Tails, it does, so Floridactyl is destroyed. Dinosaur player takes 4. And now it's back to the Dinosaur player, who now has 8 power on the board, and I think what they're going to do is they're going to make good use of that right here. They're going to spend their 8 on Florosaurus Rex, who, when it comes in, it destroys a relic, but there are no relics, so it doesn't really do much there, but it has 8 attack and 7 defense, and they're just going to swing into it right away. So that is 8. They're going to deal 3 damage. Back to the Nightshades. They're going to gain some more power. Draw a card. They're going to check their discard pile to see how many characters are in there. They just have 5 for now. The question is, do they want to play their Gorath? They do have it in hand, but they can't really do much with it. So I think for now they're just going to spend 4. They're going to Magic Eraser to destroy the Florosaurus Rex. And they're just going to end up passing the turn. They don't really have anything they can play right now. So it's back to the Dinosaurs. Gain a power. Draw a card. Dinosaurs now have a lane open, though, to do some things. So they're going to spend 6 on another Bramblesaur, get it down. And they're going to choose to spend 2 to Wander the Dreamscape. This is an action card that lets you roll a d6, look at that many cards off the top of the deck, and one of them goes to the hand. So they get to look at 3 cards from the top of their deck and choose one to put into hand. I think the Magic Eraser is going to be the most useful of those, so they're going to add that to their hand, shuffle the rest of these. They still have 1 power left, but I don't think they're going to use it at this time. They're just going to swing with the Bramblesaur for 5 damage. And it's a pretty close game now. Nightshades are going to come back. It's their turn. They're going to spend their 8. They're going to bring out Gorath Nightshade Beast. Question mark attack, 5 defense. Automatic ability where this gets +X+0, where X is equal to the number of Nightshade characters in your discard pile. So let's check that real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's going to be at 5 attack, 5 defense, which isn't really quite impressive right now, but they can, in fact, swing into the Bramblesaur and trade with it. So they're going to do just that. So back to the Dinosaur player's turn. They're going to draw their card, their power token. Let's check their power. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They're going to do a pretty devastating blow, I think. They're going to spend all their 10 on Dondarin, Lord of the Jungle. 12 attack, 6 defense. Has an auto ability where if he would be targeted by an attack, ability, or card effect, you can change the target to another dinosaur you control. There are no other dinosaurs on the field. Also worth noting, I am going to be changing this to an activated ability. So see how that plays. You can let me know what you think about that decision in the comments below. But in the meantime, Dondarin is just going to swing him for 12. And that's going to send the Nightshades down to 16. Back to the Nightshades, they draw. They're going to start by spending 2, and they're going to play Mutual Destruction. Each player gets to destroy target character they control. So, Nightshade player doesn't have any, but the Dinosaur player does. So they're going to end up having to destroy their Dondoran. They have no choice in the matter there. Nightshades are going to try to get some pressure back. They're going to spend 1 on a Nightshade Bat. 1 cost, 1 attack, 0 defense. Automatic ability, whenever he attacks does damage to a player, you gain a life. So that's pretty good to have there. They're also going to spend 2 to attach a Beast Fang. This has actually been renamed in the set. I think it's called Shadow Fang in the set proper, but it just gives a Nightshade character +2/+2. So they're going to attach it right there. And while they're at it, they're going to spend 2 more and wander the Dreamscape. So let's see how many cards they look at the top of their deck. Just going to be 2, which is okay. And I think they're going to take the Terrier's Gift here. So shuffle the rest into their deck. And now the Nightshade Bat's going to swing in for 3, sending Dinosaurs down to 24, but they do gain 1 life back, sending them up to 17. Dinosaurs gain their last power point token. They draw. Question is, what did they do here? They're going to start by... They're going to spend 3. They're going to put their young Florosaur down. This is just a 4/1 dinosaur for 3 power. And I think what they're also going to do is spend 4. They're going to play Terrier's Gift. Terrier's Gift has 3 modes. They can choose to draw 2 cards, gain 4 life, or return a character from their discard to their hand. I think they're going to choose that third option, get their Dondoran back to their hand. Can't play it right now, but they'll have it for next turn. And what else do they want to play? I think they're good to attack, but I'm just seeing if they want to do anything else. I think they're going to spend 4 on another Zachary's Expedition, try to ramp up a little more. So top 2 cards. They got an Aromasaur, and they have a Psychic Repulsion. Kind of interesting to see what they want. They're going to go for the Aromasaur here. So now they have 12 power to spend for the future. But in the meantime, young Florosaur is going to swing in, deal 4 damage. Minus their 2 defense, so it's going to go down to 15. Back to the Nightshade player, they're going to... what do they want to do here? That's the question. I think what they're going to do is they're going to spend 3 at first on a Nightshade Serpent. They're also going to spend 2 to put a Beast Fang onto that Nightshade Serpent, making it a 4/4. And they're going to play Terrier's Gift. And they're also going to choose that second option. Well, the third option, rather, where they get to take a character back from their discard pile to their hand. They're going to get their Gorath and put it in their hand. And they've got a few more characters in their discard pile. They've got 6. Potentially a 7th, so they might be able to get back into this yet, but we'll see. In the meantime, Nightshade Serpent's going to swing into the... They're going to swing into the young Florosaur, so that's 4 damage on a 1 defense. That's going to be 3, sending them down to 21. Nightshade Serpent attacks, so its ability gets to go off, and they get to put a -1/-1 counter on target character. I think what I mean by this is going to be an opposing character, so if there's no opposing characters to target, this won't do anything. So I'll be changing that when I make the final card. So I'm going to play it like that. For now, Dinosaur player's turn. I think they know what's coming, so they're going to go ahead and spend 10 here. Dondoran's going to come back out. They still have 2 power to play with here. Want to see if they want to do anything with it. They're going to just spend 1 and get the dinosaur egg. It counts as dinosaurs, so they can potentially take advantage of it with Dondoran's ability. So we'll see. In the meantime, Dondoran's going to swing in at the Nightshade Serpent and deal 8 damage, sending the Nightshade player down to 7. Although now the Nightshade player has 7 characters in their discard pile, which is pretty good, as Gororath does more damage the more Nightshades you happen to have in your discard pile. So they're going to draw. And they're going to 4, 8. They're going to just go ahead, bring out Gororath, who is a 7/5 now. Unfortunately, they're not going to be able to do much here. They're going to swing. They're going to attempt to swing Gororath into the Dondoran to try to take it out. But Dondoran's just going to use his ability to deflect that toward the egg. So that's going to be 7 minus 2. That's 5 damage. And I don't know if in my last video I did say that Dondoran's ability was going to be an ability you have to activate and you have to spend power on. So something worth noting that's going to be changed. Back to the dinosaur player, they're going to draw, but I think they've got the game here, so they're just going to swing Dondoran into Gororath and deal the final 7 points of damage and win the game that way. And that about does it for this playtest. Thank you very much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and don't forget to comment below what you thought of the 2 archetypes I've shown off today. And let me know if you want me to do a little showcase. I've already done them on my channel, but still, if you have any feedback on some of the cards you've seen today, you can let me know in the comments below what you thought. I'll see you in my next video, and take care.